So, our story begins on October 21st. On October 21st, I did a pregnancy test, realized that I was pregnant. I did the pregnancy test because I suspected somewhere along the line that my partner may have been actively doing things. We've been together for a while and we discussed having a family together. So I suspected that he was actively doing things to um, possibly increase his sperm count or something. Because he seemed to be just, a little bit excited to be tested, like, hey, um, well, maybe he should do a pregnancy test. That's not really something that he suggests. So, speculated some stuff might be going on. Oh man. So, we did the test. Well, I did the test by myself while he was at work. And I found out, I told him, we scheduled an appointment via phone actually. I called up the general practitioner to find out if he does walk-in still. Since the pandemic, I wasn't sure. I hadn't really gone to any general practitioner for anything serious after the pandemic. And either way, he was the one that I would have gone to anyway. So, went in to see him, told him all about the pregnancy and the app that I was using to track and how it was about 6 weeks along based on the last period that I had, which was September 3rd. And he did the ultrasound, everything, confirmed that there was actually a pregnancy and it wasn't some sort of chemical positive. I know lots of individuals have said that they have such bad hormonal imbalances. Sometimes they feel like they're pregnant and they get false positive pregnancy tests and it turned out to be a chemical pregnancy. I have had terrible hormonal imbalances going through from since puberty started for me. So I figured it would have been a good idea. In addition to some prior things, I felt like it was a good time to go see a doctor. So we chatted, we laughed about the whole thing. I wonder, maybe I should upload a photo. Maybe not. Maybe in the next video. Gonna upload a photo. I have a video that I'm gonna add to this playlist that's gonna go into details about that. So I will add it to this playlist. So he did his general checkups and everything and asked me to go along with his assistant for what I felt may have been the vaginal exam of the whole thing. So I went with the assistant and the assistant performed a D&C on me, which was a lot painful because I had in the first place no idea that that was going to be done. I had no anesthetic or anything in my system, so it was extremely painful. Fast forward to the emergency room because a report had to be made because the guy, I mean, in all the medical law terms, violated so many different things. It's just not even funny. So he's still there basically running his practice like nobody's business because that's what the world has come to. So the D&C got done and I lost my train of thought on this. So later on, that's is where I am. So later on at the emergency room, that's where we got to. Yeah. Later on at the emergency room, they realized that the embryo was still in the sac and the sac was still intact up in there. So he probably just pumped out a whole pile of my blood and parts of my body. I'm not too sure what he pumped. And I had to wait for that to get passed along. So in that process, it's supposed to take about 2 months for everything to happen. In that process, I never felt like I passed anything that could be a 6 week fetus or anything, but the ultrasounds, they can't see anything on it. So it's a matter of fighting for sanity now. So there's one part of my brain that's saying, hey, you know what? I just believe that this baby is still alive. I just think that the abortion was so unsuccessful that the life continued and he continued to grow and everything continued to happen. And then a next side of my brain that's like, you know what? These people, maybe if they not seeing anything, it's because there's not anything there, and I'm about to drive myself insane thinking these thoughts. So I ended up in some extreme pain about 2 weeks into, you know, it was an on the floor situation, and it got so unbearable that I had to go back to do another ultrasound. In that ultrasound, they found an ovarian cyst and said that that was the reason for the pain because um, everything from the hormones and everything from the first pregnancy caused my insides to be tender and soft, and so I was feeling it extreme to that point. That was about 2 weeks ago today, the 12th of December, and I have to say that I believe the cyst situation resolved on its own, because I haven't directly after the ultrasound I had some bleeding, and that bleeding lasted for about 5 days. It stopped for about 2 days, and then I had some light spotting again for about 3 days, and then it stopped again, and there's been nothing there since to see. The information that I got from the doctors were wait 2 months after the D&C on October 22nd to do a pregnancy test again, because it's very likely that that pregnancy test is going to come out positive, and that's going to be a chemical pregnancy, because the hormones and everything would take about 2 months to fully be out of your system, my system. So it's a waiting game that can really take a psychological toll on an individual, because you can't see what's happening, you can't monitor it visually, you have to just kind of wait. At this point, you it's hard to even, you know, feel sensations and say, hey, well, this doesn't feel like something that should be happening, because nothing that's taking place in the body at that point in time should be happening, unless of course it's an intentional D&C and things go according to the doctor's plan with a situation where it wasn't planned or prepared for, and you have no prior knowledge or any videos or anything that you could go to say, hey, well, this is the way it felt around that point in time. There's nothing like that. So this is why I decided to make these videos. I'm gonna make a couple of these, going through the experiences that I had day by day from the day of the D&C forward, for any individual, or just to add to the community so that we have some more information to float by. So if you're out there and you landed yourself, or you got landed, or just by some means some crazy person ended up being your general practitioner, and you come across this video, just know you're not alone, and things are gonna get a lot better from here. It's not gonna go past rock bottom at rock bottom of your emotions. So take care, and take care of yourself.